A better route. Chapter 77. Kakashi was running and had Itachi in his arms and was praying for dear life that he could get him somewhere safe in time. Conan was leading the way and had blow up the pipes to create the perfect route for them. It didn't look like Tori and Zetsu would be able to catch them before they could get out, so they were close to being free and clear. Before long they reached the last pipe and jumped out into one of the alleys in the city. Conan called over to Kakashi, "How's Itachi doing?" Kakashi looked at his cousin with a little bit of fear. "Not great, but it's just a broken leg, so he should be fine." "Do you think we should take him to a hospital?" Conan shook her head. "Not really. I can set a broken leg and it's kind of risky to take him to the hospital. I'm not sure who all Tori's got as spies out here." Kakashi asked Itachi, "Where do you want us to take you after Conan-chan sets your leg?" Itachi didn't have to think about it. "Take me to the hotel we're staying at. I want to see my brother." Jiraiya gave a deep sigh of relief as he looked at the three deft Rinnegan wielders behind him. The genjutsu had worked perfectly and they'd been able to finish the three of them off. He began to walk away and told them, two small toads on his shoulders, "Thanks for the help. I really thought we might lose that one for a second." Pa was always happy to help. "It's fine, Jiraiya boy. These old bones could use a workout anyways." Ma frowned. "Speak for yourself." Jiraiya was about to try and stop the argument when he felt someone come up behind him. "You didn't really think it was going to be that easy now, did you?" Whoever it was grabbed his arm and gave him a strong strike to the back, sending him flying and ripping his arm off. Jiraiya looked over to where the voice had been and saw that not only had the ones he killed were back up, but three more ninjas with the Rinnegan were with them as well. They all began to speak in union. "This is the power of the 6 paths of pain." Jiraiya looked up at them in fear. They were more powerful than he could even comprehend. It was clear that he wasn't going to be walking away from this fight. "Do you really think that you've accomplished anything? You will be stopped and some will rise that will bring peace to this world in a positive way. Not through your insane means." The Pains didn't think so. "We're sorry, Jiraiya-sensei, but this is the way things have to be. We're the child of the prophecy you told us about all those years ago, and we will bring peace to this world through any means necessary." Jiraiya smiled at them. "You're not the child of the prophecy. I've got one last apprentice, Nagato, one who'll be even greater than you or Minato ever were. Naruto's going to be the one to bring peace to this world, with the help of my daughter and all of their friends. There's nothing you can do to stop them." The 6 paths pulled metal stakes from their cloaks. "Even if he does, you won't live to see it." They jumped up and descended upon him, shoving the 6 stakes into his back before he could do anything. He muttered to himself, "I'm sorry Tsunadeheim, Mitoheim, I'm not coming back this time." Pa jumped over to him. "Jiraiya boy. Are you okay?" Jiraiya shook his head. "I need you to say goodbye to my wife and daughter for me, and to find Naruto, and complete his toad training. Someone should be coming to get me. Wait for them, and go to the leaf." He stopped breathing and Pa screamed, "Jiraiya boy! Jiraiya boy!" It was too late. The Toad Sage was gone. Writer's comment: I'm not having him float down into the water because I want them to have a proper funeral with his body. Obito wasn't having nearly as much trouble taking out Sasori. The puppet user had been trying to hit Obito with the iron sand, but just like before, the attack would just go right through him. However, Obito was also having a surprisingly hard time hitting the third Kazekage puppet. Sasori was impressively quick with it, and every time Obito was about to hit it with a punch he'd just dodge it, and whenever he'd try to hit it with a jutsu, Sasori would protect it with some of his iron sand. Obito was really hoping he wouldn't have to do this, as it took a decent amount of his chakra, and he thought he still had to help Jiraiya, but he didn't seem to have much of a choice. He looked at the puppet and used his most powerful attack, the Kamui. The puppet began to crackle and crunch, and soon broke into pieces with whatever didn't vanish into the vortex scattering around Sasori. That was my favorite puppet. Obito smirked. Well, now it's your favorite pile of wood. Care to tell me where my son is now? You'd better make it quick because I've still got to go and help Jiraiya. They stopped bickering when Zetsu appears between them. Sasori, we're retreating. Looks like Kakashi's betrayed and not to mention run off with that Itachi kid. And Pain's already killed the Toad Sage. Obito was so shocked to hear all of that he didn't even bother stopping Sasori when he ran away. Was Jiraiya really dead? And Kakashi was back on their side now too? What in the hell was going on here? Obito didn't have time to try and think all of it out. Right now he had to go and check up on all of this and see what he needed to do. Obito couldn't even fathom the sight before him. He leaned down to touch it and see if it was real. His hand fell on the cold, unmoving body of his old friend. It was really happening. Jiraiya had died. After he forced himself back into reality, Obito pulled the stakes out of his body and saw two small toads jump up to him. Pa asked him, "Who are you, boy?" Obito figured they were Jiraiya's summons. "I'm the 5th Hokage. Were you guys here for the fight?" Ma gave a sad look at the ground. "Yeah. Watch him die actually. He wanted us to go with to the Hidden Leaf so we could say goodbye to his family and find some kid named Naruto. You mind us going home with ya?" Obito was fine with coming. "Sure. You guys jump on my shoulders and I'll teleport us out of here. I'm gonna go back to my hotel and see if I can't track down my son and nephew." They did as he asked and Obito got a sealing scroll to put Jiraiya's body in. They disappeared into the vortex and out of the horrible base. Kakashi was terrified to face his cousin. He was currently standing in front of the door to Sasuke's hotel room and was helping cousin in his stand-up. Biting the bullet, Kakashi knocked on the door, which seemed kind of silly to be honest, and Sasuke opened the door. "Kakashi? Is that you?" Kakashi didn't speak, he just motioned to Itachi. Sasuke gasped when he saw his brother looking terrible. "Why the hell didn't you take him to hospital?" Kakashi told him. "Kakashi will explain everything when he gets inside, he has a lot of explaining to do." Sasuke let them in, listened as he told him about his time with the Akatsuki. He left out that his grandmother was the leader for now because he didn't have time to explain all of that, so he just called her Tori, and what had happened to Itachi. He also explained fact that there were no hospitals anywhere near them who would actually be willing to treat him. Conan just kind of stayed in the corner and listened to them talk. Kakashi looked at the ground. "Kakashi is so sorry, Sasuke, this is all his fault." Sasuke looked at his brother. "Are you the one who made him like this?" Kakashi shook his head. "No, but it was." Sasuke stopped him with what appeared to be anger in his eyes. "Then it wasn't your fault. You were manipulated into joining the Akatsuki by this Tori person. You said Tori was a woman with bandages around her face and a Sharingan?" Kakashi nodded, not seeing where he was going. Sasuke looked at his brother. "Do you think it's the same woman who killed our clan?" Itachi told Sasuke. "It looked like her, yes. We'll worry about that later, for now we need to find out how Obito and Jiraiya are." The sound of the door opening was heard and Obito walked in. He saw his son and ran right up to him. "Kakashi, thank God you're safe. Is Itachi alright?" Obito saw that Itachi had nothing but a broken leg and gave a deep sigh of relief. It was good to know that he wasn't going to lose anyone else today. He turned to his son and gave him a hug but also said in an angry voice, "Why in the hell did you join those nut jobs?" Kakashi was ashamed to say this. Kakashi thought that we were helping people, that we could give them a perfect world. However, if we have to kill Itachi to get it, then it's too steep a price to pay. That's what Kakashi realized while he was with the Akatsuki. Any plan that has to have so many people suffering against their will to complete it isn't worth it. There's big difference between all of us fighting together to fix a problem and a few people doing that much damage because they can't deal with theirs. Maybe that's why the Akatsuki got started, because the people in it would rather live in a fantasy world so that they can keep running from their pain. Kakashi got some kind of new look in his eye. Dad, I was coward who ran away when he got his first real taste of pain and someone gave him an easy way out. I'm sorry for worry you and everyone else. Obito had a hard time believing what he just heard. His son wasn't talking in the third person anymore. He was really growing up. I'm still a little angry Kakashi, but I'm proud of you too. Itachi noticed something. Where's Jiraiya? Obito clenched the scroll in his hand. He didn't make it out. Their leader, Pain, killed him. Kakashi wanted to throw up. I got Jiraiya-sensei killed? Obito wasn't going to let him believe that for a second. No you didn't Kakashi. He was dead set on facing this Pain guy. I don't think you leaving would have changed this outcome. It might have taken a little longer, but it would be the same result. Conan finally spoke. Just how lost is Nagato? Obito hadn't even noticed she was there. Who's this? Kakashi rubbed the back of his head. That would be my girlfriend. Obito was about to ask what was going on but Kakashi cut him off. Look, this is just one of many things I've got to explain to you. Why don't we just get moving and I'll explain it on the way back to the leaf. Itachi motioned to his leg. This might be set but I'm not sure I can start moving just yet. Kakashi had already thought of that. You can just ride back on one of my bigger snakes. Itachi couldn't decide if that sounded freaky or badass. Still, they did need to get home. There was a hell of a lot of things they had to the leaf to explain.